Sal?
I don't know, it's been like 25 minutes already.
God damn. Just sitting here like assholes on this couch.
I have 12 missed messages from Sal.
Oh shit. Me too.
And he's sick.
Yeah. Oh, he's not coming.
Oh shit, he told us this a while ago.
Well, we'll just like pretend that we didn't get it.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah. Alright. Well,
Crap.
okay.
He told us to bring a book.
Okay, I don't have any books.
I don't have any books either.
I don't remember any books. Sal tells me about all my comics.
I know the comics from the Sunday paper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Those are comics.
Like, I could talk about Garfield. He hates Mondays and loves lasagna.
Do they still make Garfield?
I don't think so.
So when you said that you could do the Sunday comics, you hadn't actually read Sunday comics.
In like 5 years at least.
Yeah, me either. I don't even know if they exist anymore.
Shit. There's a really funny Dilbert comic.
Oh yeah? What happens?
Well, there's a tech, and he's like the guy who hates people, and he says, you know, in a perfect world, no one would be able to use anything because security is more important than usability.
Wait, what's he doing when he says that? Does he have like a cup in his hand?
No, he's sitting at a table, and then like there's another guy who's at his computer and says to complete the login procedure, stare directly into the sun.
Is that the joke?
That's I laughed at that one a lot.
I guess you had to be there. Hey, Tiffany!
Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're talking about
doing
comics.
back issues.
Yeah.
You just got Sal's text, didn't you?
Yeah.
You don't have a book, do you?
No.
You're trying to talk about Sunday comics, aren't you?
Yeah.
I kind of thought this might happen, even up to the Sunday comics part. So, not to worry. I have prepared a back issues for you guys today.
Yay!
That's so much better than us talking.
Saved us.
Than you guys talking, like in general?
It's like,
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that.
Certainly not our thousands of fans. Well, your thousands of fans.
How many
and
thousands?
now our.
What?
How many thousands?
Almost 9.
Almost 9.
You're almost over a 9,000.
I thought Shit.
I thought that since, we just started Hack and Splash page where we cover indie books. I had a little plug there. You know.
I noticed how you slipped that right in
Yeah,
there.
just see. Hopefully the bar will come in. Hopefully Sal will be better, and then the bar will come in.
Right.
We'll see. I don't know. That we might.
So, are we doing a crossover?
Oh, we're so crossing over. We're gonna cross over. We're gonna cross over.
Yay.
I'm gonna do an indie book for you guys. One of the more popular indie books that have come out in the past couple of years.
Okay.
It's not The Walking Dead. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. We're not doing The Walking Dead right now.
We're never doing The Walking Dead. Or maybe we are, I don't know.
We're going to do back issues where we're going to cover the first trade paperback of Saga! The page already came up, so...
There it is!
We're going to do Saga! I have it in floppies, but we're going to cover issues 1 through 6 today, which is the first trade paperback that they put out.
Cool.
It covers essentially the first arc and then a little extra, so we're going to cover that.
I've heard a lot about this book, but not much very specific. Mostly about how great it is.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Very few details about how it actually works.
Well, it is so great. So this is one of those rare back issues where I'm going to talk to you guys about a book that I adore. You guys can rip it apart all you want, but that's not going to change my opinion.
Right.
Anyone who's watched my show knows that. But yeah, we're going to talk about this. I think it's going to be fun. And then, inevitably, I'm going to cover the rest of this on other Hack and Splash pages we're going to do.
Oh.
The Saga
Wait, are we going to go on a Hack and Splash page?
Yeah,
Is that the we?
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know. It could be anybody. It's whoever shows up that day and wants to listen to me yammer on about this book. Where I'm like, welcome to Back Issues, the special Hack and Splash Saga Continues edition. I am Tiffany.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
This is weird. I usually go last, you guys,
or middle.
first. I don't know. So Saga is a book put out by Image. It's one of their, you might call it a flagship book at this point, written by famous comic book author Brian K. Vaughan, who has written, he started writing The Runaways, which is something I've also read. It turns out I'm a huge Brian K. Vaughan fan, and I didn't even realize it. So he wrote the beginning of The Runaways, which I really dug, Doctor Strange the Oath, and Why the Last Man.
Oh, cool.
which I think you have.
I have the first book of,
Yes.
and I keep meaning to get the rest of it, and I just haven't gotten around to
Well,
it.
I thought it was like, I have the first book, and I keep meaning to read it.
but I just,
No, I
I
read
could
it. It was
care
good.
less. I just don't care. And it's drawn by Fiona Staples. Their friend Steve Niles, who... What the hell did he work on? I wish Sal was here. He'd tell me.
30 Days of Night.
30 Days
30
of Night?
Days of Night.
Steve
I saw
Niles.
that movie.
Yeah.
Hang on, we just got a text from Sal.
It's
30 Days of Night.
30 Days of Night. He worked on 30 Days of Night, and he actually introduced the two of them. And like that's how they started working on this
Oh,
book
cool.
together.
That's cool.
Vaughan had kind of finished up Why the Last Man and hadn't really been writing comics, and like was going to come back. And then in 2012, they put this out, and he intended on putting into this book anything and everything that you couldn't put on TV or wouldn't have enough budget to do on TV or in movies.
Okay.
So
Oh,
he
so it
wanted
could only be a book.
Right. Because he's written for TV, and he's also done like other properties that have turned into like TV and movies. So in this, he was like, no, like I'm going to put everything that I couldn't do, that was too dirty for, too expensive for, and that's what this book is going to be. And people have tried apparently to court him to get this into something, and he's like, the point of this was that it wouldn't be able to become that.
Yeah.
Whether or not that'll happen in the future, who knows? But honestly, right now, when you read through this book, you're like, yeah, there's like maybe HBO,
yeah.
maybe. And when they pitched this in a sense, and like when they were trying to describe it to people, they're like, it's like Star Wars meets Game of Thrones.
Okay. Because everything's got to be something meets.
Well, let me tell you something.
Well, that's a pitch.
It kind of is
Yeah.
in a sense.
Okay.
Like
Or a treatment. I
you
guess.
definitely like we're talking about. There's an outer space book. Every hack and splash I do, like the majority of them have been outer space books. So we're going back to
That's cool.
space on back issues.
Is this your steering wheel for your ship?
Do you have you
Go all over the
have you
galaxy.
never watched my show where I'm going to take you guys places. Very,
Magic School Bus.
yeah. So you got the space element.
Yep.
You definitely have like the violence and the racy sexual aspect of Game of Thrones represented in here.
Okay.
You did for Star Wars, and I'm sure Game of Thrones as well. I don't know that quite as well, obviously. Haven't really watched it. I'm aware of it though.
You should. It's awesome.
I know I should. I also want to point this out to you. This issue 1, if you notice down here in the corner,
Yeah.
this is the 5th printing. That's how well this book sold.
Right. They just keep.
How many printings does a book usually get?
A couple, sometimes. More popular books will get further printing. They had to send this book to print at least 5 different times because it kept selling out.
I've definitely seen second printings, and I'm always impressed when that happens.
Yes.
5 is like.
In fact, my number
insane.
2 is also a second printing. I didn't get on board Saga right away. I'll be honest. Like I would pick it up and I was like, I don't know, because 2012, I was fairly like established. Like I was like, I understand comics, like you know, but it was from Sal's perspective, so it was a lot of Spider-Man and Batman and all that stuff. And I was just kind of branching out into other companies. So like I would go in through like IDW and like Silent Hill and stuff like that I had already known property-wise. And this I kept seeing, and I was like, I don't know, Sal's not really interested in this. I don't know if I should pick it up. It was literally like that. I was like, I don't know anything, and I picked it up, and I was like, you know what? Fuck Sal, I got good taste in comics.
There's a torso on the cover. I can't get this.
There's no torso.
Torso.
Well, not this one. There's one.
One of those. Yeah.
The covers for these books, by the way, are spectacular. Up until issue 25, which is current run. By the way, we're doing a current, like, this book is still ongoing. This is an ongoing story.
Okay.
It has arcs in it, but, like, the fact is, like, they handle characters differently than you'll be used to in, like, Batman and stuff like that, because you usually have your established characters of Batman and they'll come back and whatever. Mm-hmm. In here we have our cast of characters, and they're just going to run into people as the story goes on, and much like you do in life, you're not going to have them constantly with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, we met that character. We may never see that character again. Or maybe we will later on.
But
Who
you
knows?
still follow the main characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For as long as we have them, I suppose, because issue 25 happens, we're still... These are our characters.
Okay.
But Image is a company that cropped up because the artists and writers wanted to create books and tell stories that they wanted to tell. Mm. And so whenever you pick up an Image book, you know that this was the story that the artist and the writer wanted to tell, as opposed to, like, you need to take care of the marriage. You need to... Yeah, exactly. That's never gonna... That doesn't happen here, so...
So they have control.
They have control, which means that if they want to kill characters, they just do it.
Right.
And so when you go into an Image book, you know that you never have any idea what could happen.
Walking Dead.
Issue 1. You pick this up in the comic book store, and this is your opening image for this book. It's our character Alana, the main character, and she is giving birth.
Ooh. Okay.
You can imagine me in the
It's just her face.
It's just her face.
saying, "Am I shitting?
Am I shitting?" She literally wants to know if she is shitting. All right. So.
Am I shitting? It feels like I'm shitting.
Yeah. You're like.
You're shitting a baby.
What?
Yeah. Well, no, that's a thing. It's a thing that can happen when a woman is giving birth.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, you're pushing.
Yeah, everything's pushing down there. This is going in a weird place right now.
That's where the book's taking us.
Hey.
The book opens and Alana, our main character, is giving birth to her child, Hazel, which she inevitably is named that. It takes this whole first issue for her to get that name. But the fact is, like, the narrator, who is Hazel, it's kind of like a Wonder Years kind of thing, where she'll come in and she'll just note things that are happening, in a sense. But not in a, like, it's not like overt, like where she's just like, she'll hint at things or she'll talk about things in like an abstract manner, so you're never really certain like what's going to happen. You're like, because she'll like talk about like her parents, or like how, like, you know, sometimes people don't survive, and you're like, what does that mean? Like, are you telling me that something's going to happen to these people? I don't know. Or are you just talking about that in the grand scheme of life?
Foreshadowing, or is that?
But you are aware that it's Hazel from the get-go.
From the get-go. From the get-go.
Okay.
Because as she goes on, she introduces them like as her parents, and you'll notice like in here.
Wings and horns.
Wings and horns. That's actually very important. We're going to get to that in a second. I just want to go over the fact that in the book, you have your typical conversations, but then like the little writing sketchy area, that's Hazel's narration.
It's an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, like she's writing over a scrapbook almost.
Yeah.
Like the comic book is the like story of her life, and she's just like, no, this is what happened. This is what I would find out later on. This is like how things would turn out in the end, that kind of thing. Or like, this is what I noticed about the universe as my time went on. Alana has wings and her husband Marco has horns. That's incredibly important because the main conflict, or one of the bigger conflicts that drives this book, is there is a war going on.
Between the horns and the wings.
It's
like the Jets and the Sharks.
Nope.
Except they're not actual sharks.
No.
These people actually
have
fantastical
horns and wings. Alana is from Landfall, which is the planet.
Okay.
And Marco is from Wreath, which is the moon that orbits that planet. We have a war between the planet and the moon. At this point, they had been fighting.
Did they turn the moon into some sort of Death Star?
That's no moon.
But the conflict between them had grown so like exponentially that inevitably they realized that they were destroying their own like planet and moon, and so they're like, let's not do it here. Let's take it out in space. And so they just started having battles in other places, and like they preserved the peace of the homeland and the moon.
Okay.
So there's no fighting there. But it has spilled out into the universe, so now other races, cultures, planets are swept up in this war.
All right, that's
picking sides and stuff.
It does. Yeah. Sometimes they're picking sides, sometimes they don't have a choice. Like they'll just take a planet and just.
JR's now.
Well, no, now we're fighting here.
You're the land.
I don't care. Here's the thing, I don't care. And these two were in their respective armies.
Okay.
Now, are they representative of their races? Like, the people from Landfall have wings, the people from the moon have horns?
Yes, they have all kinds of wings on Landfall. Sometimes they're feather wings, sometimes they're these like weird fairy insect wings.
Dragonfly wings.
Yeah, there's all sorts of wings. And inevitably you find out that her wings do actually work, but like not really. Like they do and they don't. Like it's kind of a controlled thing. She uses them inevitably, but like in the beginning they're like, she's like, I can't fly with these.
They're just sitting there. Well, they're tiny compared to her body.
I know.
Yeah,
and
like sport her weight.
You're like that weird dragon in How to Tame Your Dragon, where it's like the pudgy body and the tiny wings. It's like, I'm flapping way too hard just to get off the ground.
Did she say that?
No!
Of course not. She's never seen that movie.
And Marco's people has all kinds of different horns. They also use magic.
Oh, so the moon people use
Only
magic.
one side uses magic?
Yeah,
it seems like it would be a pretty one-sided conflict.
Now, does that mean the land people or the landfall people are more technology based?
Yes.
Okay.
They use like, you know, spaceships and blaster weapons and all this stuff. And I'm sure that the people on Wreath do that too, but they tend to use more hand-to-hand combat melee weapons and their magic. Now, the magic you actually have to say, like, it's not like blast magic. You have to say, like, an incantation to do it, thus kind of evening the playing field in a sense. So Alana was a part of her military. She's a really ineffectual part of her military. And, like, she inevitably gets shipped off to, I believe the planet's Cleve. There's so many names in this book. I gotta tell you right now.
Is it hard to keep straight? It sounds like it'd be hard.
It isn't. I mean, here's the thing.
Or is it just not?
We have 25 issues, and the book has been coming out since March 2012. So there have been some gaps sometimes, and sometimes you need to go back and read the book before after the next one comes out to remind yourself.
That makes sense.
The fact is, it's worth it sometimes when you have to wait for it, because the art's great and the writing is great and the story's really interesting. But yeah, sometimes you're like, wait, what?
Right.
Crap! She doesn't really care. She doesn't want to be a part of it.
It's like a backwater? Or... It's
a hellish environment. Okay. It was a planet that was inhabited by a different race of people. They annihilated that, both sides annihilated that race of people, and they're just fighting there. They have, there's neutral territory there. It's again, this is a shitty war, and, the people involved in it are kind of assholes.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, that planet's inconsequential, even though they're living on it. We'll kill them all, and then we'll fight there, so that our planet and Moon are fine.
That's right. Yeah. That is correct, sir.
Is this is their baby, is this the first interbreed?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
She ends up working in one of the prisons as a prison guard, and Marco, who is also a part of his military, who was really into it when he was a youth, he was gung-ho, let's do it. He saw his first combat and he realized, no, this is a nightmare.
Right.
And what we are doing is, no. This is
wrong.
This is so wrong. And he gives himself up.
Oh, wow.
He's just no, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. And he lets them take him. And he's in prison there.
I imagine you would give yourself up to your own side.
No, he just quits.
Yeah.
And then because they were
he
there.
was probably in a battle and they were losing, and rather than die.
So he was just I'm done. And this doesn't happen in the first arc, but I'll explain it to you guys, that they meet in the prison because she was reading a book, and this book, it's so stupid, this book becomes so important and such a dumb book. And she realizes they start to communicate because they speak two different languages, but they're able to communicate, and neither of them wants this war. And because of the book, she starts to accept the idea that these people are equals, you know what I mean? They're both equals, they both, have every right to be not fighting and have their existence. Because, that's the thing, I don't necessarily understand what the conflict is, other than they're just fighting.
Okay. I mean,
that's always happened.
I don't know if it's always happened, it started and then they just kept going, and now it's just
now it's just how it is. It's this is the war. We hate each other.
They despise each other. In, ridiculous way.
Yeah.
It's shoot on sight. If you're wings and they have horns,
right.
Shoot them. If you see
how do they get taken prisoner then? If they, Because
they do take prisoners in order to interrogate them.
Oh, okay.
12 hours after meeting, she breaks them out, and they're on the run.
Oh, wow.
That's fast.
She's no. She's this guy, and there is something he says later on, but that's going to be later on. We'll talk about that in another show. I'm not saying that.
Can't give it all away.
It's after.
Yeah, that happens because the book goes linear, but then will also show you things that happened in the past in order to explain things.
Okay.
And the next time that we see them after they, as they're going on with this, is that she's pregnant. She's, they ran off, and then I guess very soon after they're wed each other, and then she got pregnant.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, everyone is up in arms about this. Both sides find out about it.
So it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet story.
Yep.
But in space.
Is that the book she was reading?
No, it's not Romeo and Juliet. As far as I know, Earth doesn't exist in this world.
Okay.
In this universe. This is someplace else.
Oh, you thought she was reading Romeo and Juliet and it was a tie-in?
No.
I was not.
Yeah, two lovers born of different houses.
No, she's... Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now. She's reading a trashy romance novel.
Ah.
Which is why the cover behind us is significant. Because it's a trashy romance novel cover.
God damn it.
Okay.
Wait.
But
is the trashy romance novel covered, does it have the wing people on it? Or the horn people?
No, it's got two different people. It's two different races on them.
Unrelated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
it's a person from Cleve and a person from Fong. Fong isn't a planet, I just made that up.
Both Landfall and Wreath takes notice of this fact that they know, they found out that these two people escaped, got married, are now pregnant.
Yeah.
And now at the beginning of this, they've had the child, and they're
So now they're enemies of both planets.
Well,
or societies.
Yes. The fact is, both sides want both of them dead for creating this abomination, and they both want the child.
Wait, they want the child to keep?
I don't know. They want the kid.
Is the child
I don't know.
Prophecy or something?
Wait.
So
does the child have neither horns nor wings?
It has both.
I was going to say, that's probably why it hurts so much, giving birth. It's got horns.
No, actually, she says, she's in pain because she's having labor.
Because there's a watermelon-sized baby coming out of a hole the size of a golf ball.
I would assume that for her species, it's painful.
No.
It's painful for every species.
It's a baby.
Only humans.
What?
It's true, yeah. Other species don't experience pain during birth. Look
No,
at it.
it's because we're upright, though.
And our heads are big.
Right, and so is... They're humanoid.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so both sides really want them to be killed because of the fact that they're concerned that it will lower the morale of their troops if they see two people getting along.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Why are we fighting?
If they could just get along. Look, they even had a baby.
Why are we risking our lives?
Yeah.
For the stupid
So,
conflict?
yeah, because it's
Die.
stupid.
Right.
So, Landfall, the Wings, turns to their, I don't want to say their partners in crime, but like the people they have like kind of allied with during this war, the robot family.
The robot family?
they're called?
Actual robots?
Yeah, the royal robot family.
Okay. Who built them?
They're organic. They're sentient.
They built themselves?
No.
Well, they keep building themselves.
You need to understand something about this book, first of all. This book is unapologetic.
Okay.
You just present it with something, and that's just how it is.
Oh, so you just have to be
do
like,
not
that's just
question
how the
it.
world
You just accept it.
Yeah. So the
These are the
royal.
royal
This is the
family.
worst
Who?
possible
I said the
book to
royal
do.
robot family. Get over it.
I said the royal robot family. They have TV heads, and images come up on them sometimes.
That's the TV head thing that I've seen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you've seen them at cons. You've seen them at cons. Now see where they come from.
See, I always thought every person that had one of those heads was just from Fooly Cooley.
I don't
No.
know what that is.
No, but he's an
It's
actual
a
robot.
reference.
These people have sex, and
Oh.
they're people.
They're people.
But they're the
They're
robot.
just people
robot
with
heads.
a TV head.
Kind of. I mean, I think they have. The reason you know that they have organic life to them is that inevitably in this first trade paperback, the princess robot here, becomes pregnant. So.
Also, they have skin and stuff.
Well, there's that
And they
too.
look
and there's an
organic.
alligator
You
butler.
know, Data got skin.
That's
I'm sorry,
true.
there's a crocodile butler.
Well, yeah.
He's a
Why
crocodile.
not? So they turn to the robots because they are.
That's Star Trek, not Star Wars.
Oh my god, they're allied with them, and they turn to Prince Robot the Fourth. Prince Robot the Fourth.
Is Robot his surname? He's actually Robot.
He's probably just the fourth
like-
Prince Robot.
He's like Bill Robot.
If you see here, I'm sorry to intrude, but Prince Robot the Fourth has a gentleman caller,
Okay.
whose father is the king.
And that was an alligator who said that. So
Crocodile.
this a crocodile butler thing.
Yep. And he's called on by the Landfall secret intelligence because they're like, this is what's happening, blah blah blah, and they're like, you got to go off and get him. And
Okay.
Robot's like, I literally just got back from a 2-year tour of hell.
And
he's
I'm
like,
having sex with my robot wife.
yeah, except he's
Or
also
concubine.
having flashbacks, and this is a character trait of his that's going to carry on. He has PTSD.
Okay.
And you'll see it throughout. It'll just randomly flash up, and it's really horrific things.
It's
Sometimes
a cool
it's like,
illustration of PTSD.
Yeah.
To have it flash on his screen.
yeah.
That's
So
great.
they're having sex here, but they can't continue it because of the fact
he's
that
having-
he
yeah.
has a flashback
Right.
essentially.
I literally, for some reason, my brain went post-traumatic static disorder. Because he's a TV.
Because he's.
The guy's like, look, it doesn't matter, man. You got to go off and get them. Here's the thing: you survived your this. There was a massive sneak attack essentially, and
Okay.
you survived this horrific experience. He's like, your dad sees it as you survived. You didn't win. So here's
you still have to fulfill your
and
principles.
here is where we have an Avatar: The Last Airbender moment. You cannot return to the kingdom until you achieve this.
Oh, you have to get your honor back, bitch.
What does he
Fucking
have to
Zuko.
achieve?
He has to kill Marco and Alana and get the kid. And he cannot return until that happens.
Okay.
And he doesn't know that his wife is pregnant yet. He finds
So-
that out later on.
Oh.
And then they're like, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. You can't come back. Your
Right.
wife will have a child, and you cannot come back until you achieve this. And he's like, whatever. I can do this.
So the robots are like the junior partners here because they kind of have to do what the other people say.
Kind of. I mean, look, the fact is, they must be benefiting from
I
one
mean, he's a
another.
prince and he's being ordered around.
Right, he's being ordered around, but he's also, if he's on planet with, the Landfall people, he is in charge
Okay.
of them. It's just that their governments are working together, and his dad is, angry at him. So he's like, no, you go tell him he has to do this.
Right. Okay.
And, he's kind of actually shocked by that, too. He's like, I was having sex with my wife. My wife!
Well,
I mean, I was
But I
trying
had to stop
to, and then,
because
and then I
freaked
had
out.
problems.
Yeah. And clearly one of the other robots have tried to capture them and horribly failed because both sides show up at the same time. So after they have the kid in the back of like a garage, and they get sold out by the
innkeeper and his wife.
Well, I was gonna show you that he's like a monkey, so he's like a grease monkey.
Was there no room at the inn?
No, like that's just like where they went. Like that's
He's
kind
a
of
mechanic.
He's a
Were
grease
there animals
monkey.
all around?
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a monkey.
Yeah,
right, man. There's a
and a
monkey.
goat man.
So they both sides show up. There's like a bloody battle, and like the three of them survive him out somehow. Like
Okay.
they all
In the
focus
chaos.
on. Well, they all focus on killing each other because they
Right.
get so angry that
Right.
they kill each other, and then they're like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Now.
Hooray! Their anger distracted them from capturing us.
Yes, exactly. And like the guy who sold them out ended up like using the money to like get a map for them because he felt really bad about selling them out.
Okay.
And like the map is going to help them to escape the planet. It's an old world map of Cleve. And it's like a fucking pirate's map. It's like here's this, here's that, and Marco's like, we don't know if this is accurate. And Alana's like, I don't care. All right,
We're getting the fuck out of here with the
leaving now. And how are we going to do that? Well, we are going to head to the rocket ship forest.
A forest of rocket ships?
Yeah,
Like they grow there?
maybe.
The rocket ship forest.
Yeah, they're gonna go through the woods over the uncanny bridge, and they're gonna go to the rocket ship.
Past Murder
Well,
Valley.
they're gonna go over Murder Valley. They're not gonna.
Oh.
Go
No, they're not going to stop in Murder Valley.
Nah.
I hear
Is
it's
there
got
an
really
uncanny
beautiful
valley
plumage
also?
right now.
Well, it'd probably be beneath the uncanny
Plumage,
bridge.
flowers.
I think.
Yeah.
The foliage there is lovely, though.
So there's all right. So what do we have so far? We got Alana, Marco, and their daughter Hazel, who is like an hour old, trying to make it to the rocket ship forest with this shitty map. You know that Prince Robot the Fourth is going to be going after them.
Okay.
And then we meet the Will.
Is
He-
a dude?
Yeah,
Is he the man or the cat?
he's the man.
Okay.
That's Lion Cat. It's the Will and Lion Cat. The
Gotcha.
Will is a freelancer, and the word "the" indicates that he is a freelancer.
Okay.
So there are other "thes" in the galaxy,
okay.
and you know
Is
that.
like one of them the way?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't met that. I've met
Probably.
well, in this whole time. I've met 3 "thes."
okay.
Okay. In this, we'll actually meet 2 of them.
Are they like a species, or they could be of any?
They could be any species. That's their job. They're a freelancer, and this is who Wreath hires.
Who's Wreath?
The Moon.
The moon.
Oh,
Moon people hire
Okay.
the Will.
So it's the Will and Prince
Robot are going to be out after them.
Okay.
All right.
And there's a unicorn lady.
Yeah,
She's-
that's her horn.
she's-
She's from Wreath.
She's
Oh,
great.
right.
She's like, whatever, and
Some of
she's
them have only one horn.
It could be Narwhal.
exactly, and she.
that.
Well,
first
I mean,
off-
although technically Narwhal's tusks come out their mouths, those are teeth.
no, she's a unicorn lady. Let's be honest. She's a unicorn lady. Whatever.
Yeah.
And she tries to tell them that, like, she's like, no, here's the thing. Like, Marco, there's a prophecy about him, about how he's gonna, like, bring about, like, the end, like,
There is a
of
prophecy.
millions. And then Lion Cat's like, lying. Because
What?
Lion Cat can determine if you're lying or not.
Oh shit!
And she's like, fine, we just don't want them to, like, ruin the
Be
morale, alright?
alive anymore.
This is why the Will has Lion Cat. Lion Cat is sentient, can talk, and can let you know when you're lying.
That's
That's
fair.
cool.
He's also one of those hairless cats.
So there's
He
no
is a hairless
prophecy.
cat. No, it's a prophecy.
It's like you're all skin. Ah.
Exactly.
I don't like
So,
those cats.
so they send the Will
Do not
off.
care for them.
They give him this white card, which means that he can, like, he's got, like, unending resources, money-wise.
He has a backstage pass.
So, kind of, yeah. So you got the Will and you got Prince Robot the Fourth heading out after these guys, and neither of them are too happy about it, except that the Will is a professional and this is what he does.
Right. He gets paid.
It's a job.
And we end issue 1 with them being screwed. They get to the uncanny bridge and there is a massive battle occurring.
With a gigantic turtle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, because, like, there's...
That's the Wreath people.
He's shooting lasers.
Is that Murder Valley?
Yeah, it's Murder Valley.
Right.
And then they're like, nah, we're gonna make this work. And then they end in the regular woods with all these things behind you.
Ew.
Pretty much every issue of this book starts with a crazy first image and a
That's
crazy
crazy last
end image.
Cool.
Goddamn hooks.
So by the time we get to issue 2, which by the way, yeah, please take a look through. By the time we get to issue 2, which by the way, if you bend this cover back, Ben, I'll kill you. This is one of my 2 signed by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples.
Let me see that
issues.
real quick. I ripped it.
I just ripped it right in half. I didn't bend the cover though.
So, the Will, we open this issue with the Will being like, calling his agent, essentially. He's like an agent. that he works for, and he's like, yeah, so I got in touch with them, and they said there's like other people like going out after them. They're like, yeah, they hired other like freelancers to do this.
Oh.
Wait, the Wreath did?
Yeah, they hired multiple. It's like it's like when Vader hires all his bounty hunters to go after the Millennium Falcon. He's just like, I gotta spread it around here. And he's like, yeah, about that. I just want to let you know, one of them is the Stalk. And the Will's like, screw that, I'm out. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna take my white card.
What?
And I'm gonna go to the Sextillion, and I'm just gonna spend it there until they figure out that I'm not working. Like, I'm just gonna do that.
The Sextillion?
Yeah, we'll go there, don't worry. We're gonna go to...
I think that's a place where you just have sex a lot.
Yeah. The
Sextillion!
The Sextillion comes up more than you think it would.
I bet it does.
Remark in this book.
Yeah, you're like,
actually a thing.
You go there a lot.
Okay.
We spend a lot of time in the Sextillion.
Yeah, but Prince Robot doesn't have a good time there.
He does go to the Sextillion, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a good time. He's just like, I want to.
So then we go back to the Endless Woods, where Alana and Marco and Hazel are having a hell of a time getting through them.
So does Prince Robot ever go HD?
No, that's actually his dad's issue. His dad is they're all like tube
tubes.
TVs. Yeah, his dad's a giant flat screen TV. Yeah.
That's not even his
We
final
see that
form.
way later on. That was like a full page thing. I was like, what?
Okay.
That was the thing. The Sextillion, the Stalk, the everything. It was giant King Robot that I was like, what? That was the thing for me.
Different technologies is a quantum leap forward.
Well, yeah,
No, like, he's the king.
He's the
He's a
greatest.
flat screen.
Yeah, exactly. So they're having a hell of a time getting through the woods, right? And Marco assumes it's because of the fact that the planet is angry, because it's like, you have literally raped us. Like, you have destroyed this planet, you've destroyed the people, and you have no
they haven't.
respect.
Well,
They
their
represent.
species
They
have.
literally represent both species who've done this.
It's not like the planet's going to talk to them and be like, "Oh, you guys are like defecting from the
No,
army."
that's cool.
No, okay, you're all right.
But Marco tries. He's like, "Hey, no, it's cool. Don't worry. Like, we're all gonna, we'll be fine
Don't kill
here."
us, planet.
So they're still they're escaping Cleve as Prince Robot the Fourth arrives on Cleve.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here's my plan. He meets up with his landfall liaison there, so this chick who knew Alana, and he's going to go to the prison and interview the prisoners to get a feel for Alana and Marco, and just to try to find where they are. Essentially,
It's
Maybe
background.
they said something about where
Right.
they're going.
That's good police work.
yeah, it is. At the same time, the chick who's like helping him is like, "You're not going to talk to any of like the guards?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Because I knew him." And he's like, "You knew her?" He's like, "Yeah, like kind of. Like we worked together, and I knew her from the mess hall. But like she was really into reading, and like really wanted me to read this book, so she gave it to me." And he's like, "What books?" She's like, "It was like a trashy romance novel, and the book you like so well." And she gives it to him, and now he has this book, and trust me, he's going to read the hell out of this book in order to better understand.
I was going to say, is it going to solve his PTSD?
No, but it does happen. Like he can't help. Like yeah.
He freaks out again.
Yeah, he freaks out again, and they get on the Falcor train. Okay.
Sure they do.
Oh, that's awesome.
It does look cool.
It does look cool. And we head back, we jump back to the Endless Woods, and they're like, Marco's like, "Don't worry, look, here's what I'm gonna do. Like,
Don't worry, we'll get out of the endless woods.
we're gonna get
We'll find the end. It's
All
got to
right.
be here somewhere.
we got through Murder Valley, and now we're gonna get through the Endless Woods. Don't worry, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be totally fine. Because I'm gonna be like, hey, Woods, it's cool. I'm gonna like lay down my sword and show you we're awesome. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The woods
That's
aren't
impressive.
the issue. The issue is the Stalk has shown
Oh,
up.
God.
Ah,
That's a spider lady.
Yeah.
it's a naked spider lady.
Well,
She's topless.
she's got a skirt on.
Yeah.
And hair covering the
She's
boobies.
tastefully
Except there
nude.
where it doesn't.
Well, no, I mean, like, look, it's not glued down, all right?
Right.
It's hair.
Yeah.
And she's
We're not
like,
talking pasties.
and like, Marco's like, "Oh, hey, it's cool. Don't worry. Like, I just want to get the hell out of here with my kid. He has no idea
I
who
think
she
she's
is.
just from the woods.
He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Let's be
Right.
honest." And she's like, "No, it's cool. Look, I'm the Stalk." And he's like, "What?" And Alana's like, "She's a freelancer. We're gonna die." Because Alana knows, like, Alana's a little more worldly,
Okay.
and Marco's just more.
Kind of podunk.
He's more like down to earth in a way. Like Alana's
Backwoods.
kind of. Alana's,
He's a hick.
Alana's very reactionary in a sense, but she also kind of knows more about the world. Probably because she's from the planet and he's from the moon. Like it's kind of different worlds.
Oh, whoa,
The
whoa.
simpletons
Are you
on
saying
that
that, like, moon people don't know about as much?
If you want to be derogatory, you can call them moonies. That's the term used in here. They're moonies.
So it's like they're from the boonies. We are calling them rednecks.
Yes.
But, like, more backcountry hippies.
Kind of.
Does she stab
Well, like-
with her tongue?
Oh, God!
Yeah, she has like a tongue thing.
I just looked down at that.
That's horrible.
So she's like,
Oh,
no.
wait,
She's
all that.
like, here's the thing. I'm going to kill both of you, and then I'm going to take the kid. And I'm going to go. Because I see, Alana, you have a stun gun, and that's not going to do anything to me. It's literally not going to do anything to me, and I've got like 10 weapons.
One in each of my spider arms.
Yeah. Plus a couple to hold her up, right? Like, she's got the 2 for the shotgun.
Yeah.
So
And she has a bell.
It's not a bell, it's a lance. The freelancers have these lance things that they like whip out. You know, like those.
Freelancers. With the lance.
Well, it doesn't look like it's a lance. It
Well,
looks like
it is.
It's like a lightsaber, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
like flick it out.
Well,
Well,
right
no, it's
now-
like it's like the ones in the
Oh,
sword.
it's like collapsible?
It comes out.
Okay. Sure.
And Alana's like, you're right. You know what? It's not going to kill you, but it will kill my child. And she puts the gun that she has against the kid's head, and she's like, and I would rather kill my newborn child than let you have her.
What?
Because I'm not going to let you take her back to
fair.
them. I'm not going to do
Because
it.
who knows what they're going to do.
And the stock's like,
That's
I
that's
didn't see
fucking
that
crazy.
coming.
she's just like, you cold. And at that point, the woods start making, like, ooh sounds. Like ghost sounds.
Ooh.
You know, like you're a depression ghost.
Ooh, I remember.
And the
Black
stock's
Monday.
like, I'm getting out of here. It's the horrors. The horrors are coming. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bail because I have a feeling that when I come back, you'll already be dead.
It's horrors.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. So, all right, the will is freaked out by the stock,
Well, there's a reason.
and the stock is freaked out by the horror.
All right, let me give a little back.
Everything is just more badass.
Well,
than everything
it's not
came
that they're more
before.
badass. The Will and the Stock used to be together.
Oh.
And things didn't end well for them. So he's like, I don't care. I know she's a better freelancer than I am, and B, I don't want to deal with her. Okay?
Right.
Like, I said some
not
stupid
worth
things.
it.
She said some stupid things.
I cut off both of her arms.
I'm going to the sextillion.
She doesn't have arms. She's just got 8 legs.
Well, no, they're arms. They have hands.
Yeah, but I'm saying like up here on the torso.
Well,
there are
no.
no
Well,
arms.
that's to make her look like she's, like, vulnerable. And
Right.
then, like,
So you don't consider her a threat because
Exactly.
you don't see that she's got.
all those arms.
She cut off her own arms
I don't think she had arms.
to make herself seem more
Oh
threatening.
my gosh.
What if she
Like
had
less
mechanical arms?
Oh my god. So the stock runs off and is like, you better just kill your kid if the horrors are coming, because you're better off that way.
Okay.
Whoa, God.
And
horrible.
Alana's like, we gotta get the hell out of here. And Marco is down for the
Marco's-
count. He is dying.
Yeah, he
had
got
a
stabbed
tongue
in the goddamn
shoved through his
shoulder.
shoulder.
And we know from a Superman book, a Wolverine book, that a stab through the shoulder, you'll die in like seconds.
Well, I assume it's also, like, it probably hit something significant. It may also have been poisoned.
That's what I was thinking, because it looked
Because
barbed.
she's a
Yeah.
spider.
And she's a spider.
She's a spider lady. And the horrors start, like, talking. Like, you see all these, like, hello, 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 hello. Like, you're like, what the hell is happening? Ghosts are happening.
And their children.
Yep.
I mean, they're dead kids.
Well, yeah. Can I trust you with this to look through if you want to?
You'd better not.
She give it.
Well, you're gonna have the
That's
same
safer.
problem as issue 3, because that's the other one that I got
Also signed?
Yeah.
Can't touch any of these books.
You can touch the others later. So we meet these ghost kids, right? And like
Okay.
what they are their people made a bond essentially with the planet that like after they died they would come back and protect it. They're like, we didn't know you guys were just gonna show up and kill all of us, so that's really a shitty deal.
Right.
Like we all died and now we're all stuck here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So these are people from Cleve.
Yeah, these are the original
The Clevites?
Clevians.
Cleavage.
Cleavids, yeah.
No, don't call them cleavage. It's too close to cleavage.
I know. That's what I
Well,
said.
there's a lot of that in this book.
Yeah.
I like
Those stories. There's a lot of boobies here. You see a lot of breasts in this book.
Yeah.
A lot of breasts. It just
But-
kind of like, you just kind of get used to it. You're
But
like, yeah,
two of them
whatever.
were definitely spider boobs, and
Yeah.
she's freaky.
She's humanoid.
Are these all children? They look like
These
children.
representatives are.
Okay.
Like, they're just kind of a group.
Oh, this is Torso.
Yeah, it's Torso Chick.
Her name is Isabel.
I'm
And-
calling her Torso.
Okay. And like the kids are like, we should get rid of them. Like they're from the like they killed our planet. And she's
Yeah.
like, okay, look, they didn't. These two specifically didn't,
Right.
and they seem like they're in a bad way. So we should help them. And the other kids are like, I'm out of here. I don't care.
Oh wow! So she actually knows what's up.
Well, yeah, Isabel is kind of mature for her age, as you'll find out. And like Alana's like, I'm not gonna trust you. Whatever. She's like, my husband is dying. What am I gonna do? And like, he's like, you need to help me cast like a spell. And I only need one component for this spell, and it's snow. And she's like, it's like 1,000,000 degrees here, and there's not even water. Where the hell am I going to find snow? And she looks at the map, and she realizes there's a mountain range. And she's like, that altitude, they're going to have snow. And like, Isabel, like, she's like, I need you to help me. And Isabel's like, alright, fine, I will, but you gotta give me something. And she's like, what? She's like, take me with you. I'm gonna get the hell off of this planet. Because they can't leave. And she's tired of being here.
Well, then how can she leave?
Well, she can float around, though. Couldn't she just fly away?
No, I guess not. I guess she has to, like, go with them somehow in this, like...
She has to be in a spaceship.
Well, yeah, I mean, like...
leave. She can levitate,
Or a giant turtle.
Yep. Yeah.
giant turtle.
Exactly.
There are giant turtles in this book.
So, then we go back to the prison.
To be fair, it was more of a
And see
tortoise.
what
Oh, there's the book,
There's
yeah.
the book. D. Oswald heist a nighttime smoke.
Okay.
Okay.
Those just look like... She looks like a flesh person, he looks like a rock person.
I think she might have wings. I don't know. So Prince Royal's interviewing this guy who knew Marco, and like he's one of the alien species that works with the Wreath or whatever. Like he's associated with the Wreath in some way.
He's
Okay.
a Triceratops.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah, he's also that. And like they have no regard for each other, and like he just wants to like he's like, what do you know about him? And the guy's like doesn't really say anything. He knows that like what his name is. He asks about the book. The guy doesn't know anything about the book. The Triceratops man asks him about a specific battle and like how like he like if he was there. And Prince was like, yeah, I was there. And then the guy laughs and he's like, what are you laughing about? And he's like, I was just thinking about how many of you we like kicked the shit out of and buried in the ground.
Oh, shit.
And then Prince Robot loses his shit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Tell you, this guy is like the war really messed with him.
Yeah.
And like this again, this is a character trait that's going to continue with Prince Robot. Prince Robot is a really well written character, even if you hate him.
Is he a dick?
I don't hate him.
He's kind of a dick.
Okay.
He's kind of, I mean, like you feel bad. It's kind of like Zuko, but like a grown-up version of Zuko,
Right.
who has a TV head. So essentially, like he's just starting like his.
He's beating the shit out of this
He's
guy.
beating the shit out of this guy, and he's
His
like,
arm turned into a cannon.
oh, all Prince people can do that. They have like cannon arms.
All the robots, or just the Prince robots?
All the robots, all the robot people can do something similar to that. Like, I guess they can get upgrades or something like that. Because like they mentioned, like early on when like he was having sex with his wife, like she mentioned that like had like that clearly like the doctors didn't do a good job on his leg or something like that.
Oh.
I don't really know what they're made out of.
They're made out of robotics.
Robo-organics. So
Organic makes sense.
anyway, we jump back to Alana and Isabel and Hazel and Marco. And by the way, Alana is carrying all of them. Except for Isabel. She's carrying the baby, she's walking up this mountain, and she's got Marco slung on her back.
Crazy.
She does CrossFit.
Don't worry, she she was a warrior. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, she
she's
does.
strong.
That's what she does. Yeah.
That's CrossFit.
She works out all the time. And Isabel's like,
She's doing a fireman kick.
we're never gonna make it up this mountain
Yeah.
with how slowly we're going. I know a shortcut. Let's take it. And Alana's like, I don't trust you at all. Are you kidding me? And let me tell you, I'm reading this and I'm like, this is Frodo, Sam, and Gollum.
I know.
Yeah, what the hell?
I was about to be like,
Yeah.
we have to take a shortcut through the mountain.
They do.
I would not go
Is the
through.
spider lady gonna come back? And they go through the mountain?
No, she
No,
doesn't
they're
show up.
gonna
Oh.
wake up something else.
And, like-
Something the dwarves have dug too deep
Because
into.
Isabel's like, listen, your husband is going to bleed
better
out
one.
before we get the hell up here. You need to trust me. And she's
Is
like,
that not snow right there?
no, it's just ground.
God damn it.
And she's like, how am I going to trust you? And she's like, I will make a bond with your child.
What?
Like,
Why would that help?
you'll see. So she's like,
No, I don't trust you. You can't bond with my
she's
child.
like, no, look, like it's not gonna help me unless we do this. Like if we don't go through the mountain, I don't get to lead the planet. So let's do this. And then honestly, I think the bond comes a little bit later on, but it's gonna happen. Like in the next few pages.
Go back to Spider Lady.
Oh my god, we jump back to the Stalk who's like trying to escape these like warthog beasts.
These
and,
hellbores from...
and she calls the Will. And the Will is like eating cereal headed towards the sextillion because he's like, I hate life. And the ship's like, hey, the Stalk's calling. He's like, yeah, I'm not picking that up. I'm never talking to her again. And Lion Cat's all like, you're lying.
God damn it, Lion Cat.
Like-
I told you not to do that to me.
Yeah. So
How many conversations have we had?
yeah. So the Stalk's like, listen, I'm taking this job. Like, I found them. They're a little more hard. Like, they're a little harder to deal with than I thought. So, like, you want to come and help me? And he's like, yeah, no, I'd rather not. Like, why don't you just go and have your big career and just leave me the hell alone? Like, he's kind of a whiny bitch
Yeah.
about this.
I'm going to the sextillion. Fuck it.
Yeah, screw it. And Like, he's just set on that. He's like, I'm just going to the sextillion. You're fine. And she calls him bald, and that's it. Like,
She's like, but I'm gonna be destroyed by the boars from fucking.
I know, she can
Princess
handle
Mononoke.
She doesn't care about the boars.
yeah, she's just like, I just want help getting these guys.
The boars are just to have a visually.
Well, she's like, come on, it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. After all those good times we had, we'll work together. He's like, nah, man. I would literally rather just eat cereal and go to the sextillion. Sextillion.
It even says sextillion.
I think that what happened between them was he was really into it, and then he found out she had spider legs, and then he was like,
Yeah, he saw the dress and like
he
the
knew.
top torso, and he was like, yeah, baby.
No, what happened was they were.
Well, she wanted to put the stinger in him one time, and he was like, that's too far.
They were doing a job, and part of the job involved her like sleeping around with some guys, and she's like, that was part of the job. He's like, yeah, I bet it was. Well, anyway, go have a great career. Like, he essentially kind of calls her a whore.
right.
That's it. So like the Will's just like, screw you, the stock, and the stock's like, oh god.
He calls her the stock.
Yeah.
Well,
they
she
call
calls
it
the Will.
Like, they're the Will, the
weird.
stock.
He should call her stock.
No, it's the stock. It's
So formal.
Well, I mean, it's like having a sash.
like the Ethan.
Right.
And the Ben.
Well, the Ben is a thing. It is now.
Nope. So their shortcut they're gonna go through takes them through this cavern, this cave that has like a boat in it. And when they get there, like, she's like, I'm gonna bond with your child. And she's like, what does that mean? It just means that, like, I'm gonna be with your kid forever. And, like, I'm gonna help you to take care of her. And it just means that, like, I'm gonna be there to protect her no matter what. And she's like, well, will it hurt? She's like, it will when it ends. Like, when, like, essentially, like, when it's over.
Oh.
Like,
when will it end?
When Hazel dies.
Oh.
Or if,
Wait,
like,
it'll hurt
But
torso, it'll hurt Hazel.
I think it'll hurt Isabel, or Torso, which is calling her so lovingly. And they make the bond.
I forgot her name was Isabel.
Her name is Isabel. So the end
Wait,
of
her
this,
name's not Torso.
no, surprisingly enough, no. And the book ends with them on the boat, and they're sailing through this cavern, and like Marco is murmuring in his sleep, and he's just like, "Where's my bride?" And she's like, "I'm right here." And he's like, "Where's Gwendolyn?" And she's like, "Who the fuck is Gwendolyn?" That is the end page. It's her like,
Who the
Oh no!
so you got
I was gonna say we've all been in that situation before, but I don't know if we've been in that exact
situation where your wife is trying to save your life while carrying your one-day-old child,
Right.
dealing with a ghost,
And you're talking about your other bride.
and you're talking about Gwendolyn.
Who the
not
fuck
good.
is Gwen?
And like, that that image is amazing. Chapter 4, they call them chapters, but it's issue 4 opens up at the sextillion.
Yes!
Are you ready for this?
Finally,
Totally.
we get to the sextillion.
Ah! God!
What
no!
the fuck is that?
Alright, I am done with the sextillion! No more sextillion!
Welcome to the sextillion. The Will shows up, and he's going to the sextillion, and they're like, "Hey, that is awesome! You're the Will. That's
They're
great."
heads with legs.
Well, yeah, it's like,
They're giant heads with legs.
well, yeah. I mean, like,
They give great head.
They serve all kinds of clientele there. It's
Right.
anything you want or anything you can imagine can be found at the sextillion.
Ah, and he says lying.
So that's what he's imagining?
Well, no. Like, that's not what he's. But like,
Oh.
they have all these things. You can find anything there.
Okay.
Including giant headed legs.
Yes. And they're like, okay, here's the deal. You can't bring animals in, but not to worry. We have plenty of livestock or animals for you to, fornicate with down below. And he's like, but he's my sidekick. By law, he's allowed to go. And they're like, well, not here. Also, leave your weapons behind. So he's like, well... He, like,
Well,
drapes
it's the
his weapons
sextillion, okay.
over Lion Cat. He's like, you can go back to the
So
ship.
has he never been to the sextillion before? He doesn't know the rules?
I guess it kind of indicates that he probably has. He probably can't afford it. typically.
He's probably heard of the sextillion. He's like, I finally got a white card. I can do whatever I
going
want.
to the sextillion.
So the sextillion, is that like Ryza in Star Trek? It's just like the pleasure planet place?
Sure. If it was the most debaucherous place you've ever heard of,
And
yeah.
not, and not just like people in
And
white
like
togas.
everyone had a horcon. Like all the time.
Right.
And the reason he says lying, by the way, is because like the world's like, man, you would have had a lousy time anyway.
It's like,
So
I have feelings too, and a penis.
Let's finish up the Will story real
Okay.
quick for this issue because the Will goes to the sextillion
right.
and it's
Oh my goodness.
it's just
Holy
it is just sex everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of sex.
Like in every form you could
A lot
imagine.
of people with wings.
Well, yeah, because they're like angels here in a sense. So this area here, and like she's got a strap on.
Because
and,
I was
they're
thinking
going
like
down on each other.
If it wasn't wings, or if it wasn't angels, it was the people from Landfall.
And you got this like furry kind of thing, fursuit thing, and like whatever.
I think that's a Tyrannosaurus.
Different rooms. Yeah, it's Tyrannosaurus.
He's got a little patch. He's wearing a
suit.
Yeah, he's wearing a little suit, and he's got this human centipede thing up here, and like this chick whipping this marching band. Like it's just
whatever you can imagine.
It's the most extreme red light district you've ever been, and like there's just levels and levels and levels, and like the Will's just wandering through, and like he meets this guy who's like, clearly this isn't what you're looking for. Right. He's like, but I got what you're looking for, because clearly what it was you and your last girl. She probably used to give you the business, right? And that's what you're kind of looking for. But no, what you actually need is to make it the other way around. You need a sex slave.
Okay, I can tell by looking at you. You need a sex slave.
I'm pretty sure I can tell.
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
He's like there's like an animal that looks like this, right? It's like some sort of newt, right? Like the frill, something like that, or like something. It's not a newt, it's something. This is where like that fact's gonna come up. It's
a fish.
No, it's definitely an underwater. It's like a cave dwelling amphibian, some sort of salamander, but it's got like
it's like weird. It reminds me of that. So he's just like, he's like, here, check it out. Like he brings him down, he knocks on the door, and he's like, meet my slave girl.
No, it's a kid.
And the Will goes, how old is she? And she's like, I'm 6. And she goes, I'll do anything you want. And he goes, then close your eyes.
Oh shit!
Yes, go the Will.
And he just takes the thing's head in his hands and he just crushes it.
Which means the Will is really goddamn strong.
Yep.
Yeah. Jesus.
And he's like, I'm gonna get this girl the fuck out of here. And like this is where you realize the Will's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like he's in a shitty job essentially, but like he's a good person, which is why he was so hurt by the stalk.
Right.
So I mean that kind of sums up what them like. We'll continue with them in the next issue.
That's nice.
So like that's the Will story. So he goes to the Sextillion, and like it turns out to be like the worst experience of his life.
Right.
Well, I mean, it could have been great, but then this guy had to bring out the 6-year-old, and he's just like, well, now I'm not in the mood at all. I just killed a guy, and I have to save this kid. I can't bring the kid with me when I'm going to bang all these chicks. I gotta go.
I should have brought the cat. God damn. Suffice it to say, Alana gets Marco up to the mountain. These two have a long conversation about...
By the way, I love Isabel's monkey ears, and that she was actually doing monkey ears at...
Yeah, well, like, that's kind of a thing of all the Clevean people, the Cleve people had, like, weird big ears. It's kind of indicative of them, and all the kids had that. Okay. And, like, Alana's pissed, obviously, and we spend most of the issue, like, dealing with the fact that she's really angry.
Right, about...
Yeah, because Gwendolyn.
And the fact that Isabel keeps trying to give her advice on how to raise her child, and, like, she's like, you need to understand, I am the oldest of 7. So she literally knows more about raising children as a child ghost or like a teenage ghost than Alana does.
Well, yeah, as a Clevean. Maybe landfall reef hybrids are different.
So it's like really, it's really good that they made a pact because like she's like, I will help you take care of this child that I actually know how to raise better than you do.
Right.
So Marco finally wakes up and she's like, I'm so glad you're alive. Who the hell is Gwendolyn? And he's like, yeah, about that. He's like, is she your wife? And he's like, no, she's like my fiance. And she's like, that is not better. So you need to understand, like, she was like the daughter of someone fairly important, so she got out of having to be in the war, and like he like would write her letters, and they started to like grow apart. And after he saw combat for the first time, he wrote to her. He's like, I don't think this is what I should be doing. And she wrote back, being like, no, just keep up the good fight. And he's like, like, you literally don't care at all about me. You don't care about what I'm saying. And that's when he gave up and met Alana.
Okay.
And he's like, I knew at some point we were going to have to deal with her because I needed to give our wedding rings back. And she's like, you gave me someone else's ring? He's like, well, technically it's her grandparents' ring. But like they spoke a different dialect, so like the rings had translators, so I thought we could put them to better use because we didn't know each other's languages.
Marco, here's the shovel. Just keep digging. Because you're doing a pretty good job, but I figure you can still get really deep.
So she's like, fine. And like she kind of gets over it, and they're like, all right, let's keep going. And that is when Landfall shows up.
In a ship.
And like Marco's like, I said I wasn't gonna use my sword anymore, but like I might have to. I might have to do this, right? So at the beginning, You got Prince Robot on the front.
I love
Sometimes
how
the covers have to do with what's going on, sometimes they don't, but...
I love how these characters are written, because every conversation I'm hearing is so goddamn real.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, they're very, like, they're in the most ridiculous, fantastical universe that they could be in, but they're such realistic characters. You're like, how is this possible? Which helps you to get over, like, ridiculous things. Yeah, and, like, how you're just like, well, whatever. No, this is a very established universe, even though it isn't. Like, because they're comfortable in their universe, you're comfortable in their universe.
Right.
So, in the beginning of this issue, Prince Robot is contacted by his wife, who's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, well, not to worry, I'll be home in no time.
Right.
I'm going to give you a little spoiler here. He's not.
Right, he can't go home.
No. Well, he does not succeed anytime soon, and she will have that baby way before he ever sees her.
Oh, that's...
Is he also in the shitter?
Yeah, he takes the call in the well, because the call comes in on his head, so he's just...
I mean, it's like texting on the can. Like, they don't know where you are.
Well, he's
Exactly.
like... Well, no, he tells her, too, that he's in the latrine, but, like... She's like, he's like, you can't use like the royal communication, like this is a special communication thing for personal, like he's like, you can't use that for personal conversation, but she does anyway.
I just love the fact that there are quite a few toilets, no stalls,
No, yeah, there's
separations.
no walls
No, it's kind of
or
like
Well, it's a military, I don't know. That sounds like a thing, right?
It's kind of like a Roman thing where it's
Yeah.
like, no, this is the bathroom for like 20 people.
But you notice he's also alone.
The
Like
man
they probably
has
were
a
like, you
TV
can't.
head. I think we can move past the fact that there's no walls in the bathroom.
Hey, there's always common courtesy.
At the end of his phone call, his liaison runs in and is like, hey, they found them! And he's
okay.
like, alright, fine, whatever, I guess I'm done in here.
So we're seeing what happened immediately before the ship showed up at the end of the last issue.
Kind of. Well, the ship shows up, and then, like, yeah, I guess we cut to, like, what was going on there. So,
Yeah.
this is the group showing up, and then they let them know that they had found them.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, oh, that looks like one of ours. Like, oh, clearly he's taken her, like, captive.
Oh.
And then, like, this guy, like, their main guy, like, gets a call, and he's like, no, like, we have to pacify them. And Alana's like, pacify means kill. I just want you to know that, like, for us, that means they're gonna kill us.
Okay.
So Marco's like, okay, it's cool, don't worry. And then he starts to swipe away at their shots, and Alana gets hit. And Marco loses his mind.
Shit.
Wow.
Which is interesting because it's indicative of who he once was
Right.
and why he's a pacifist now.
Okay.
Because, like, and he's, like, people have spoken of him about how, like, he was kind of a crazy person beforehand.
Right.
And Alana's like, no, he wasn't.
Right.
Like,
But no, he is.
but he clearly was. Like,
Right.
he's
He's
like,
lopping off limbs.
he came from, like, a line of people who, like, this is what they did. Like, you know, he
Right.
signed up because he was like, I gotta fight the good fight.
Right.
So we get pages and pages of him just annihilating people, and he's just going until she finally shoots him. Like, she
wow.
stuns him. She's like, you need to stop. And he's like, this is why I have you. Like, you take
Right.
care of me. Like,
Oh, thank God she got hit in the arm. Okay.
yeah, she got hit in the arm, she's fine, but, like, he still lost his mind. It doesn't matter. And then we go back to the Will, who's trying to get
This
out of the sextillion. Because the time of the sextillion is over. It's done.
Right.
And-
Oh, he even parked in long-term parking.
yeah,
That's a
he
really
did.
funny
He
joke.
was gonna have a good time. No, he's leaving
Day
instantaneously.
one. He's been there for like 2 hours.
And some,
So, what do we charge you? You're supposed to be here for at least a week. That's long-term parking.
I don't care. Charge me anything. I'm not paying for it.
White card.
Yeah, this is it. And a representative from, and by representative I mean owner of the sextillion, has the
wow.
lion cat. This is Mama's son.
Why does... What?
Don't question it. Haven't you learned?
What does she want with his cat?
Well,
I
she
think
wants
she
the
wants
kid
the girl
back.
Oh.
She's like, I want the kid. No, you don't just come in here
And
and
just take
kill people and then take people. I didn't say she could leave. That's not how this works. This is the sextillion. I don't know if you know
You're
that.
breaking the code of the sextillion.
Apparently. She's like, okay, here's the thing. I'll give you the cat back. You give me the kid back. But I'm keeping your white card and get the hell out of here.
Oh, shit.
My white card, no.
And he's like, okay. Because, like, she needs to, like, pay for the damages. I guess that guy.
Okay.
And, like, he's like, I need to come up with a plan. And his plan will be to call the stalk and ask for money. Which we'll see
Oh.
later on. Like, he's gonna...
Wait.
Because the stalk has more money than he
But his plan is...
Because he needs to pay for her. He wants to
Oh,
pay
he needs to pay for the
He
girl.
needs to buy her.
He wants to buy
basically.
her from the sextillion, and now the white card's gone.
I was like, well, why can't he just use the white card?
Because they're like, no, fuck you. We're gonna make hot life hard on you. Because it's Mama's son, and she's a bitch.
Right.
And that's it. So, they take the ship. They're gonna go to the rocket ship forest. Right?
Oh, Marco and Alana.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
so-
I'm looking at this. Marco and Alana, we cut back to them, and, like, Marco and Alana, like, take the ship, because she's like, I once flew one of these in, like, a simulator, so...
So I could probably do it.
She's like, he's like, well, are they gonna find us? She's like, no, I took out the thing that would let them find us.
This transponder?
Yeah, so don't worry about that. And then I also just need to focus on not flying us into a mountain because I don't really know what
I've
I'm
never
doing.
actually flown one real.
It's an old smuggler ship, you know. You just take it out, you bring it with you, the tracker beacon.
Yeah. So they're like they're actually having a nice time for like the first time in like how many issues?
Yeah,
they're
things
just
are working
like,
out. They got
Pulse
the
chicken, that's what it was.
They're like, yay, we did it. We're getting away.
We're having
and by the way,
she's at home.
You
'cause, like,
notice
this is her kind of ship.
well, yeah, and you notice that Isabel isn't here. In the daytime, Isabel disappears. She's only around at night because she's a ghost.
Ah, okay.
And then she'll come out.
I was wondering.
So she'll go away and then she comes back. So the stock meets up with the landfall officers who they took care of and is trying to get information, and she gets the call from the will.
These
Okay.
guys that are still alive somehow.
Yeah, and
They cauterized the wounds.
well, yeah.
They didn't want 'em to
So like, he didn't kill all of them. He just kind of messed up some.
Just
of
cut
them.
off their arms and stuff.
And like he's like, I need your money, and she's like, what are you talking about? Hang on, I'm really busy. I'm trying to get some information. And then Prince Robot shows up,
Oh god. Oh shit.
and Prince Robot shows up with his friend,
Oh,
the landfall
fuck!
representative, who thinks that the stalk is reaching for something, and he blows her the hell away
Oh shit.
while she's on the phone with the will.
So she's
I
dead.
guess she wasn't that much of a badass.
Damn.
Well,
Well,
no.
I mean, against Prince Robot. Prince Robot
Well,
is
that's
a
true.
prince.
Well, because like she's doing like 10 things. She's trying to interrogate. Prince Robot shows up. She's having a conversation with the will.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Look,
So-
I've got 8 arms, but I've only got 1 concentration.
Prince Robot, if you see here, the baby rattle shows up because now he's like twitchy because he's like, I'm gonna be a dad. So he just blows her away instead of risking anything happening to him.
Right.
That's a really interesting way of looking into that.
That's cool.
So, the will, by the way, at this like in the next issue, the will is gonna continue. Like, because Prince Robot picks up the communicator and it's like, who is this?
Who is that?
And the will's like, who is this? And
I'm Prince Robot the Fourth. Well, I'm the Will.
And he's like, oh, Prince
right.
Robot goes like, hey, I don't know if you're her boss or whatever, but I just killed her, so I just want to let you know. So, and the Will's like, you need to understand something. I am coming for you. The kid will come back. That's why it was important to tell you about that in later issues. That the sextillion and the kid are gonna come back to all of this.
She's like, I can't get the money, so I can't buy the kid from you. That sucks.
He's got to go deal with Prince Robot now.
Yeah, and like Prince Robot's like, wow, okay, well, whatever.
Good luck.
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, could you say that
Well,
for me?
he says good lord instead.
Good lord.
Oh, good lord.
Well, now I just imagine him with a British voice being like, I don't want you to do it. I just killed this woman.
So,
Wait, you're going to what?
You're going to what?
so
Good lord.
Alana and Marco and Hazel and Isabel land their ship because they just fly over to the robot forest and they get there.
Rocket ship forest.
The rocket ship forest. I'm sorry, I keep saying robot forest because we don't deal with the rocket ship forest as much as we deal with the robot family.
I just can't believe
The
that they got
robot
out of the endless
people.
forest.
Well,
I just
yeah.
want to know what this rocket ship forest looks like.
Well, it looks like it was slashed and burned.
Oh shit. So.
And then
So
Isabel
there's no
shows up,
escape.
and Isabel's like, "You guys are dumb. I keep telling you that there's all these like illusions that like my people put up."
Oh. So it's actually.
And then we
models.
get this sexy little centerfold here where she reveals that there are rocket ships there.
that look like trees.
It's
so
a
cool.
wooden rocket ship.
A wooden rocket ship?
Yep.
Hey,
That would not work.
No, it would. Trust me.
it does.
It's magic. It
can work.
literally is magic.
Oh, okay.
Alana has the same reaction to the ship that you do because
What, it's wood?
she goes. So we're taking our infant child to outer space in something made of wood. And Marco's like, "No, it's gonna be great. Are you kidding me? Like some of our ships are made out of wood because nobody can like find them. Then we get past all your tech because our ships are made of wood."
Oh.
And she's like, and Isabel's like, "We can't just run in there. You gotta sacrifice something. You gotta give that." And she's like, and Alana's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh my god.
I've
dude,
given
this
you
magic shit.
She's so done.
so done with
She's like
magic.
up to here with magic. And Marco's like, "Nah, it's okay. I'll give you my sword. I'm not gonna like use it anymore." And he like breaks the sword, and the tree's like, "Yeah, all right."
Even though he just used it to save them.
Yeah, he's like, "But yeah, I'm all done with that now. It's cool."
Never again will that ever be necessary.
It's okay, I'll find another sword. I'm never gonna
Well,
find
and
another
it's
sword again.
And Isabel's like, "So you're gonna ditch your ray gun?" And she's like, "No, I'm
Are
not."
you kidding me? No.
What am I? What do I look like, an idiot?
I'm not gonna rely on this magic,
Yeah.
even though I've seen it work. Because the snow thing worked. Like she got off the mountains.
Well, she gets rid of the gun. What does she have?
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
exactly. Magic is Marco's.
Yeah. She needs some kind of tech.
Right, and he's a pacifist. So
Yeah.
And she's got to be a mom. She's like, no, I got to protect my young.
exactly. So they get in the ship, and the ship immediately turns on and starts going. Like it
Okay.
powers up immediately, and ignition begins. And they're like,
It's like, I know
Where
you
are we
wanna
going?
go.
"Well, yeah," and she's like, "Well, who's driving?" And Isabel's like, "No, you don't understand. You don't drive or steer a rocket ship. You just ride in it." and maybe you can influence where it's going to go if it likes you enough.
So now I gotta roll a friendship check? What's the DC count on that?
Well... So they're like, okay, I want to try. She's like, kind of like makes hot, and she's like, I would really love to go to Quietus.
Okay.
Is it quiet there?
Well, it's important to her. And Marco's like, why would you want to go there? And she's like, well, because I said I wanted to show our child the galaxy. I wanted to show them, like, this universe.
Oh, Alana says it. I'm sorry, I was thinking Isabel said it.
No, Alana says I want to go to
Torso?
Quietus. Yeah. Oh, my God. And
I'm sorry, Torso says it.
Yeah.
I hate
But
you.
no, it was...
And she's like, but I want to start educating our child, too. And that is where, for me, the smartest person in the universe lives.
Okay.
And
So
he's like...
the Einstein of this...
Yeah, and he's like, all right.
That's weird.
And meanwhile, Prince Robot just takes the stock ship.
Which is a really cool
Why
shot.
does he take his own ship?
Well, because like he's like it's right there.
'Cause it's here.
It's literally right here. It's like no, I'm gonna check it. No, he just goes and checks it out.
Oh, because she's got like files and stuff.
Well, that's what he assumes. He's like just
Love
checking.
that.
He's like, what do you got? And he like looks up on like what she had about them, like, and then that's
Was that him? Is that the smartest man in the world?
yeah. What was he reading?
Oh, he's reading the
book.
book, the romance novel.
Written by
Oh, written by the smartest man in the world.
The smartest man in the world wrote a romance novel?
to her. Yes.
Oh, he's
So,
not actually the smartest
He's
man in
not.
the world.
Well,
He's just like,
we will-
he wrote the book that made me love.
He is. Well, here's the thing. Like he wrote. You remember James Earl Jones' character from Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
How like he wrote like books and then like nobody and they like
Yeah.
end up writing some crappy stuff later on.
Right.
That's kind of this guy.
Okay.
But like she knows him from the
that
romance
was
novel, so he is an intelligent guy, and we are going to meet him at some point.
Okay.
But like this is why the book was important. The book, like, is an overall like it spurred on the relationship between the two main characters in the first place, and it's
Right.
the ideals that Alana wants to live up to. But it's also what kind of is their undoing in a sense. So Prince Robot's like, I'm going to go to Quietus because that's where I'm going to.
Right, that's where they're going to go.
Yeah.
That was the next lead.
Well, for him, that's the next logical jump for
Because
him.
that's the next clue he has.
Yeah, because he's like,
Like, well, where the hell else am I going to go?
yeah, because he read the book, he looked through the whole thing.
Either they went here or they went somewhere.
It'd actually be really funny if
you're
you're just like, I'm going to go to the publishing house.
Well, because the guy who contacts him is like, well, they're off world now. What are you going to do? They could literally have gone anywhere, and he's like, I think I know where they went.
Right.
So now they're in space, and they're in this rocket ship.
Okay.
And like Hazel's absolutely adorable. She looks like a little worm thing with horns because she's like little horn buds essentially, and then like little tiny wings on the back. And this is kind of where the shit hits the fan, and this is where the arc ends for this. And I remember getting this issue and then being like, I mean, like after every one of them, I'm like that because they're on the ship, and all of a sudden the ship goes like blue on the inside, and they're like, "What is happening?" And like Isabel's like, "Torso."
Yeah, so thank you.
It's like-
Isabel, who's that?
It's like this is a photosynthetic response. It's warning us about something. There's an incoming,
Uh-oh.
and it's a magic incoming.
Okay.
And these two people show up
On the ship?
on the ship, and it's two people from Reef
Yeah.
because they have magic.
Because they have magic and they can just do
And Marcus doesn't have a sword.
And Marcus got rid of his sword, he's a fucking idiot.
Exactly, and like immediately, like Alana like grabs her gun and she starts like shooting, and like hell is
It's like
breaking
Han Solo
loose.
in Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, she's going for it, and like Marco's got the baby, and like he's like no, this guy, and he's like speaking their moon language.
kinda using
They
it as a
lit-
meat shield, like,
they-
no!
They literally have a moon language. Because they're from the moon,
They're moonies.
they have their own language.
Yeah.
So he starts speaking their moon language, and they're speaking back, and all of a sudden they say his name.
okay.
They're like, Marco? Like, you kind of get that out of there.
Oh.
And the reveal is written by the narrator, who is Hazel. And then my grandparents came to live with us. Because
Yay!
that who has followed them is Marco's parents.
That's cool!
Yay.
So you can imagine in the coming issues all the things they have to discuss.
Right.
First of all, you left Gwendolyn, who we were totally
Right.
cool with, and you married her.
You married
We don't like her.
Literally, already.
had a baby
and
with
you
her.
had a baby, and you didn't tell us.
Right.
And now you're on a ship.
Also, you were imprisoned and
So
surrendered.
I was gonna say, like, all of this completely overshadowed by the fact that, like, for the first 2 minutes of their conversation, it's like, we have a grandchild, yay! And then after those 2 minutes, it's like, alright, now that afterglow is done, what the fuck?
Oh shit, they shoot the ghost. They shoot Torso.
Oh yeah.
Torso, no!
She's a ghost. She's fine.
Oh.
Doesn't look fine.
She gets blasted with magic, though.
Yeah, no, but she's okay.
Okay.
Because according to her, Dead is dead. So that's it.
Okay.
She's fine. She's totally fine. But, like, I was like, that, like, was such a, like, left field reveal that it was his parents.
That is random.
It was random and incredible. And, like, these two characters, again, we keep meeting characters, and again, some of them we stick with and some of them we don't. But, like, whenever you meet a new character, for the most part, you're pretty excited about it. And, like, I love the grandparents and the extra level of difficulty to some degree that they bring. And they just, the two of them have a really good storyline, and it's really interesting how much they kind of, in a way, mirror Alana and Marco. Like, his mom is really aggressive, and his dad's kind of fun and, like, chill, you know what I mean? And Alana and the mom don't really get along. And so
it's an actual relationship.
It's a literal relationship in the middle of this insanity. Of this utter insanity. And this is, like, this, for me, this was one of the best arcs they have done. They're all good arcs, but, like, this was, like, your introduction to this universe, was this first arc of, like, having the child to getting off of Cleve.
Right.
And meeting, like, your protagonist, your antagonist, and getting an understanding of the conflict.
All of these other people.
Yeah. And the sextillion. Never forget the sextillion.
But
from here, it just keeps going, and the ridiculousness never stops, in a sense. And again, the thing for me that really got me was big screen TV dad.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of want to see that now.
I'll show you one more time.
Does he just, like, all regal and, like, is there a big picture on his face?
Yeah. He's got this, like, fat little king body, and he's dressed to the nines in, like, kingly robes, and he's got this ridiculous... Yeah.
It's ridiculous widescreen.
It's unbelievable. So there you go. Brian K. Vaughan set out to write a story that could have a budget that could never be done by TV.
No.
How could you do that and make it still look good? You know what I mean? It would be too expensive, it's too dirty, like, kind of even for HBO, especially later on. We go back to Sextillion.
The return of the Sextillion.
And at one point we run into this, like, giant troll thing, and it's just, like,
genitals?
Just covered in dicks.
Balls. It's just big, hairy balls.
Gross.
It's just hanging out there. But he wrote it also because he wanted to Trojan horse a story about family. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is at its heart. It is a story about family and growing up and, like, the real life relationships between parents and, like, how new parents aren't always prepared for this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And, like, the mistakes that they're going to make. But you put it in this, like, lunacy, and it's... I mean, like, not that kind of story would necessarily be boring, but it's nice to know that the backbone is that, and then you have all this craziness, and, like, it just really drives the story on. And inevitably, since you know that Prince Robot's wife is pregnant, you have these mirroring stories of, like, essentially two different father figures. And that is going to come into play, and if you're following Saga, you know for a fact that has come into play in issue 24 and 25, and how crazy that reveal was. So Vaughan said that if the book hadn't succeeded within the first 5 issues, the main characters, the parents, would have died on the rocket ship platform. He would have just killed them there.
Right there.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Like, that would have been it.
That kind of tells you probably what's going to happen to them.
Well, maybe...
Like, they're going to die anyway.
One day.
I mean, like, that... I agree with that.
He's putting it in the audience's hands to be like, look, if you don't keep buying...
Yeah, exactly.
He'll just kill him. I'll do it.
And the people that are really invested, they're just like, no!
Don't do it, Brian. But I also, like, I kind of respect that, too, where he, like, had the two, like... options. Like, he knew ahead of time. He was like, look, if it doesn't succeed, I'm not gonna, like, just write something, like, spur of the moment and, like, try to make it work. Like, here's what I'm gonna do. Either we're doing well and I'm gonna keep the story going because I have that story, or I'm gonna kill these characters right here because I have that story too.
Right.
So I like that he had a plan. This man has a plan, and a canal in Panama.
Yeah, no matter what happens.
But, like, he's got it. And I'm on board. Regardless of the twists and turns, I am on board. Also, meeting these guys, they're awesome. These two were so friendly.
The people who made it?
Yeah, Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, like, he was super cool. And then
cool.
when I met them at New York Comic Con, and they were sitting next to each other, and when I talked to Fiona Staples, he was sitting next to me and still listening to what I was saying, and I told her that the only reason I picked the book up was because of her art. And he was like, thank you! And I was like, I just insulted Brian K. Vaughan.
To his face.
Why would I do that?
What I meant.
But he was really a good
all.
sport. I was like, no, it's see, because I'm like visual, and he's like, no, I totally get it. Like he was really cool about it, but like I just felt like I was like open mouth, insert foot.
So who's gonna end the episode? Usually Sal does the whole. I don't even know all the stuff he says.
Okay, I'm gonna wing this. Here we go. Okay, right. Well, that's been back issues, everybody. I'm gonna try to do like Sal. I gotta put on my faux like mustache and beard combo. There we go.
Quick, get a Sharpie.
No.
What? It's just for right now and the next
And forever.
couple of days.
Yeah.
So everybody, this has been Back Issues. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to check out all of our other videos, you should head on over to the channel and check out Back Issues Off the Rack and Hack and Splash page.
Click the sanitation.
That annotation there. Also, make sure you like and subscribe, as you know, we were almost to 9,000.
It really helps us out.
That would be awesome. It'd be really cool if this video helped to get you guys there, but you probably get there before then.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do it. You're gonna lose subscribers from this.
What are you people doing here? Game over. Everybody's
We can't do
Jesus
We can't
Christ.
do boilerplate.
tpublic.com/stores/tb-little-.
See, now you don't seem sick.
You just click the description, the link in the description. Fuck.
He's a phony!
It's been a year. A year's worth of back issues.
Hooray!
Yay!
For the year.
And I'm sorry it was me who had it. I feel really shitty about that.
No, it was
You
great.
should've
That was a
done
good
it.
episode.
I was asleep most of the time, but I'm sure it was awesome.
You
It
have a lot of
was.
editing
It was
to do.
awesome.
I know.
Kind
have to
of.
cut
I
some
mean,
stuff.
I feel like we didn't, like...
You know what? For a year, this is going to be extra long,
Well, no,
extra
but I mean,
jam-packed
Yeah,
version
you
of
get lots more
back
stuff.
I feel like I didn't flub all that much, so I feel like I don't feel like there's all that much editing you're gonna have to do. It's just gonna
Well,
be
no.
super long.
That's
Yeah.
great. Anyway,
That's great.
thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been Back Issues. Click the annotation bar here. I've made yours go away. And you can like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys next time with an all-new episode of Back Issues and for everything else we do here. Thank you so much for giving us a year's worth of your life.
Thank you. That's for you.
Yes.
We're not clapping ourselves.
And for
we're clapping
us.
you.
And
Yeah.
for us. We deserve
A
it.
little bit for us.
Exactly.
Well, there were like 3 or 4 claps that were ours.
Yeah.
I'm not clapping for you guys.
Are we gonna plug weeklypoll.net?
Got it. TheWeeklyPoll.net. Stop on by. Tiffany helped design the damn thing.
Help design it?
I designed the whole thing.
Thank you.
And we've
help.
also got a great...
Right?
Huh?
No,
Danielle coded it. I
She
designed
coded
it.
Okay.
yeah.
But
And
yeah, we don't think about code.
Yeah, and make sure you also go to the forums.
Yes.
Sign up for the
Yeah.
forums. The community is growing. I'm really impressed. You guys are like
Really-
just taking off with that and like having some really great
There's
conversations.
a lot of
there.
conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
really
get
weird.
in on that shit.
That's right.
I was like, do I want to give another one? I do.
Yes, one
I
more.
really do.
Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You're gonna have to go down like 4 levels to that. Just turn right at the 6-year-old child. Yeah,
I'm
thanks.
gonna ring it like a paper towel.
This one.
Paper towel? Who rings a paper towel?
I guess Ben he reuses his paper towels.
I try and be
Very
eco-friendly.
tight paper towel budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I buy 1 roll a year and I make it last.
Oh, you throwing that paper towel away? I want to throw that out. I still got plenty of uses left.
Nope.
Ben grew up in the Depression.
We only had a potato for a whole year. I sucked on the skin for about 2 weeks.
You would not live on that.
I didn't.
That wouldn't
I died. Ooh, I'm a ghost.
We'd have to be. If that was
I'm depressing.